Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Smart English. Before we start, let me ask you a very simple question. Have you ever felt like you are running on a treadmill? You are running fast, you are sweating, you are working so hard, but you're still in the exact same place? If your answer is yes, then listen closely, because today's video is going to change the way you look at your life and your work forever. Most of us have been told since childhood that hard work is the key to success. We think that if we sleep less, skip lunch, and stay busy all day, we will become successful. But here is the bitter truth. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people are not lazy, they are just lost. They are climbing a ladder very fast, but that ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. They are burning out because they are using all their energy without using their brain. Think about this. We all know someone who works 12 hours a day, but their life never changes. Their bank account is empty, their skills are the same, and they are always stressed. On the other hand, there are people who work only 4 or 5 hours, yet they are growing, they are happy, and they are making progress. Why? Because working hard is just fuel, but working smart is the steering wheel that shows you the right direction. If you want to stop feeling like a robot and start living like a champion, I am going to show you how to do it, step by step, in very easy English. Let's talk about the first secret. Clarity is much more powerful than effort. Imagine two friends, Rahul and Sam, go into a thick forest to find a hidden treasure. Rahul is very strong and fast. He starts running immediately, cutting bushes and jumping over rocks. He is exhausted and covered in sweat. But Sam is different. He sits down for 10 minutes, opens a map, and finds the exact path. While Rahul is lost in the bushes, Sam walks slowly and reaches the treasure first. This is exactly what happens in real life. If you don't have a map, your speed doesn't matter. Most people start their day by reacting to things. They check their phone, reply to random messages, and do 20 small tasks that don't even matter. This is fake productivity. It makes you feel like you worked a lot, but you didn't move an inch toward your dream. A smart person doesn't try to catch 100 rabbits at once. They focus on the one that matters the most. For example, if you want to learn English, don't try to memorize the whole dictionary. Instead, find the 500 most common words used in daily life and master them. That is smart work. Now, let's talk about something even more important than your time. Your energy. Your energy is like a battery. If your phone battery is at 1%, it doesn't matter if you have the fastest internet. The phone will eventually shut down. Most of us are trying to achieve big goals while our internal battery is red. We drink too much coffee, we don't sleep, and we argue with negative people. By the time we sit down to do real work, we are already empty. A smart worker protects their energy like a treasure. They know that 2 hours of work with a fresh mind is better than 10 hours of work with a tired brain. Think of your energy as a bank account, with 100 points every morning. A hard worker wastes 40 points worrying about the future, 30 points on social media, and 20 points trying to please everyone. They are left with only 10 points for their actual dreams. But a smart worker spends their points on deep sleep, healthy food, and focusing on one main goal. If you want to change your life starting tomorrow, do this. Give your first 2 hours to your most important dream. No phone, no news, no distractions. Just you and your goal. Remember, hard work makes you tired, but smart work makes you unstoppable. Now let's talk about the secret to building a superbrain. You see, you are not a machine. You are a human being with a fire inside you. But that fire needs to be protected. The very first step to working smarter is giving your brain the rest it deserves. When you get 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep, your brain literally resets itself, clearing out the stress of yesterday and preparing you for the battles of tomorrow. But don't just stop at sleep. Keep your body moving. Even a short walk or a quick stretch makes your mind stronger because a healthy body carries a sharp brain. Think about how you treat your car or your phone. You want the best fuel and the best charger, right? Then treat your body the same way. Eat for energy, drink plenty of water, and feed your focus with clean food instead of just eating because you are bored or emotional. One of the most important things you must do is guard your mind like a soldier. We live in a world full of toxic news, useless gossip, and negative energy, but you must protect your peace as if your life depends on it, because it truly does. Instead of trying to do 20 things at once and getting nothing done, try working in deep focus blocks. Give your full heart to your task for 25 minutes, then take a tiny break to breathe. This is so much more powerful than sitting for 4 hours with a distracted mind. Remember, 1 hour of high energy will always create better results than 10 hours of being tired. You should never just manage your calendar. You must manage your energy first. This brings us to the secret weapon of all successful people, leverage. Most people think that to get more, they must work more hours and struggle harder. But the smartest people don't ask how to work harder. They ask how to make the job easier and faster. Think about the famous story of the 2 men in a small village who were hired to bring water from a river. The first man was very strong and carried 2 heavy buckets all day long. He was exhausted, but he was getting paid for every trip. The second man carried buckets too, but he spent his evenings building a pipeline. Everyone laughed at him, but once that pipeline was finished, the water flowed automatically. The first man was still struggling with his heavy buckets, but the second man was earning even while he was sleeping. The question is, are you still carrying buckets or are you building your pipeline? In today's world, building a pipeline means using smart tools and technology. If you are writing the same email over and over, you are carrying a bucket. But if you create a template that you can use 100 times, you are building a pipeline. Success is not about doing everything yourself. It's about creating systems where others can support you. A smart leader knows they can't do marketing, sales, and accounting all alone, so they build a team to move 10 times faster. Even learning a new skill is a form of leverage. For example, when you learn English, you aren't just learning words. You are opening a door to global opportunities that were closed before. This is why knowledge is the most powerful leverage of all. Reading a great book is like taking 30 years of someone's experience and making it yours in just a few hours. This knowledge helps you skip the mistakes that take others years to fix. Rich and successful people aren't just lucky. They are system builders. While a hard worker spends hours searching for files or arguing with negative people, a smart worker organizes their life once and walks away from negativity to protect their peace. They don't just work for the day, they build for the future. Have you ever noticed that some people spend their whole lives trying to solve every single problem by themselves? They think asking for help is a sign of weakness. But let me tell you a secret. Working smart means finding someone who already has the answer. A 5-minute conversation with an expert can save you 5 years of making the same mistakes. This is the beauty of intelligence over struggle. If something can be automated, let a machine do it. If a task can be done better by someone else, delegate it. If a project feels too complex, simplify it. Leverage isn't cheating, it's being wise. While hard work builds your muscles, smart work builds your success. You don't need to suffer to grow. You just need better systems and better habits. When you choose leverage, you work less, but achieve much more. leaving you with the energy to actually enjoy the life you are building. But there's a dangerous lie that many of us believe. We think that if we are busy, we are doing great. We think that feeling tired at the end of the day is a sign of success. But being busy is often just a form of laziness in disguise. It's fake work. You might spend 10 hours replying to emails, rearranging your files, or watching how-to videos. But if your main goal hasn't moved an inch, you are just standing still. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. There's a lot of movement, but you aren't going anywhere. This is why so many people feel frustrated and burned out. They are sacrificing their time, but they aren't seeing any real results. Think about two writers. One writer spends 8 hours at his desk, drinking coffee, changing fonts, and scrolling through research, but he only writes 2 paragraphs. The second writer shuts her door, puts her phone away, and focuses for just 90 minutes. In that short time, she finishes 3 full pages. Who was more successful? The one who looked busy or the one who was effective? Smart workers don't care about how many hours they sat at a desk. They care about the impact they created. Whether you are a student or a shop owner, the secret is to focus on outcomes, not rituals. Don't just read 10 chapters. Solve the actual exam questions. Don't just clean your shop. Talk to your customers and make a sale. There is a famous story about a huge factory machine that suddenly stopped working. The company was losing thousands of dollars every hour. They called an expert who walked in, looked at the machine for a minute, and tapped it once with a small hammer. Suddenly, the machine came back to life. When he sent a bill for $10,000, the owner was shocked. He said, "You only hit it once." The expert replied, "Hitting it with a hammer costs $1. Knowing exactly where to hit costs $9,999. That is the power of smart action. Every morning, you should ask yourself, if I could only do one thing today to change my life, what would it be? Do that first. We often stay busy with small tasks just to avoid the one big task that actually scares us. Stop tracking your hours and start tracking your wins. Nobody pays you for your effort. They pay you for your results. Finally, I want to share a superpower that will set you apart from everyone else: single tasking. In a world where everyone is trying to do 5 things at once, checking Instagram while studying, or eating lunch while answering emails, the person who can focus on just one thing is king. We think multitasking makes us faster, but it actually kills our focus and stresses our brain. Every time you switch your attention, your brain needs nearly 20 minutes to fully refocus. When you try to catch 2 rabbits at once, you usually catch none. But when you lock your eyes on one goal, you become unstoppable. Imagine reading a book in a room where someone taps your shoulder every 2 minutes. You wouldn't understand a thing. But in a quiet room, with no distractions, you absorb everything. That is how you should work. One task, one goal, 100% of your heart. Imagine the difference between a mind that is distracted and a mind that is locked on a single task. One is like a thick fog where you can't see anything, and the other is like a laser beam that cuts through steel. Think about a lion in the wild. A lion never tries to chase 3 animals at the same time. He picks one, he watches, he waits, and then he goes all in. If he suddenly got distracted by a rabbit or a bird while chasing a deer, he would end up hungry and weak. This is exactly what happens to your dreams when you try to multitask. Your goals die slowly because your attention is scattered everywhere. Science tells us that people who multitask are actually worse at filtering out useless information. Their brains slow down, just like an old phone trying to run too many heavy apps at once. It eventually heats up and crashes. Smart people do the opposite. They close every other app in their mind and focus on one thing at a time. They use tools like the Pomodoro technique, where they set a timer for 25 minutes, put their phone on airplane mode, and work with zero noise. It's not just a trick, it's a weapon that sharpens your brain. Look at the difference between two students. One tries to study while texting and scrolling through Instagram. He sits there for 6 hours but remembers nothing. The other student turns off his phone and studies with full power for just 2 hours. He scores 90% because clarity always beats chaos. It's the same in the workplace. The person who finishes 3 big tasks with excellence will always get promoted over the person who stays busy all day but finishes nothing. You might think your focus is weak, but remember, focus is a muscle. You can train it. Start with 15 minutes of silence, then move to 30, and then 60. Within a month, your mind will be as sharp as a razor. In a world full of noise, the person who controls their attention is the one who controls their success. Now let's talk about a law of life that will make you look like a genius. The 80-20 rule. Did you know that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your actions? Most of the stress and hard work we go through is actually wasted energy. Think about it. In an exam, usually 80% of the questions come from just 2 or 3 important chapters. A smart student finds those chapters and masters them. A smart business owner looks at their 10 products and realizes that only 2 of them bring in all the money. Instead of working harder on everything, they double down on what actually works. Most people are trapped in the 100% rule. They try to say yes to everyone, try every new idea, and read every single email. They focus on quantity, and all they get is burnout and mediocrity. But a high performer is different. They audit their life. They ask themselves, which 20% of my habits give me the most energy? Which 20% of the people in my life give me the most happiness? Which 20% of my tasks actually move me closer to my dream? If you want to win, you must have the courage to eliminate the noise. Spend more time with the 3 people who believe in you, and less time with the ones who drain you. Focus on the 1 or 2 skills that increase your value, rather than trying to learn 10 things halfway. This simple shift in mindset will change everything. Don't try to do everything, just do the right things. Stop tracking your hours and start tracking your progress. This is the path to freedom. And it starts the moment you decide to focus on what truly matters. Starting tomorrow, I want you to try something different. Instead of writing a long to-do list with 20 tasks, ask yourself, which 3 things will create the biggest results today? Write only those 3. Do them first. Everything else is just a distraction. In fact, smart people don't just have a to-do list. They have a not-to-do list. They decide they will not check their phone before 10 a.m. They will not say yes to useless meetings. They will not chase 10 goals at once. By deciding what not to do, you clear the fog and protect your time. Think about the story of a businessman whose company was failing. He was working 12 hours a day, managing 20 different products, and answering hundreds of emails. He was exhausted, but his profit was 0. Then he applied the 80-20 rule. He realized that one single product was bringing in 80% of his profit. He stopped wasting time on everything else and went all in on that one winner. In just 3 months, his income doubled while his workload was cut in half. He didn't hustle more. He just made better decisions. You don't need more hours in your day. You need more clarity in your mind. You must realize that your brain is not a cold machine. It is a living, breathing system. If you work against it, you will break. But if you work with it, you will become unstoppable. Have you ever felt your motivation disappear for no reason? That's because you are fighting your brain's natural rhythm. Your brain has golden hours, usually in the morning, when it is a rocket ship ready for takeoff. But if you waste that fuel on social media or random videos, your rocket will never fly. Protect those first 2 hours for your deepest work, whether it's practicing your English, learning a new skill, or building your dream. Your brain also works in cycles. You cannot sit for 5 hours straight and expect to be creative. Every 90 minutes, your brain screams for a break. Listen to it. Stand up, breathe, walk for 10 minutes, and then come back. This is how you achieve results without burning out. And please, remember to feed your brain the right fuel. Your brain is made of water and electricity. If you feed it junk food and sugar, you will feel sleepy and irritated. But if you give it water, nuts, and healthy food, it will reward you with laser-sharp focus and a memory like a vault. Finally, never treat sleep as a weakness. Sleep is the most powerful brain upgrade tool in the world. While you sleep, your brain cleans itself, stores your memories, and prepares your willpower for the next day. No champion sacrifices their recovery. Before you go to bed, put your phone away and write down your goals for tomorrow. Let your brain process your success while you rest. Stop fighting your brain and start flowing with it. Don't abuse it with noise, multitasking, and constant stress. Love your mind, feed it well, and give it the rest it deserves. When your brain is your partner, success stops being a chase. It becomes your reality. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of the Speak Smart English community. If you are ready to stop working harder and start living smarter, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more life-changing lessons. I will see you in the next one.